Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn a grade 7 portion which is nutrition in animals. Well, before we get into studying nutrition in animals, first let me introduce Swiflearn. Well, Swiflearn is 100% live and interactive classes. We have personalized batches with maximum of 6 students per batch, and there is a dedicated academic mentor team to track and work on students progress. We make sure that you progress academically, and we cover the syllabus as per the school exam schedule. And also we do handle custom requests, as in if you have any particular topic that you're finding difficult to understand, then we could have a separate one-on-one sessions as well. Okay, and we also have detailed progress reports. We have SATs, that is Swiflearn academic test series, that happens on regular intervals. We also take unlimited practice test and subjective test as per the school exams to make sure that the students are thorough with the portions that are taught. Now, with this, we go ahead with our grade 7 portion that we are going to learn today, which is nutrition in animals. And before we go ahead, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel and also click the bell icon to never miss any update. Yeah, so today we are going to be learning nutrition in animals. It is a grade 7 portion. These are few topics that we are going to be learning today. We are going to learn what are components of food. We'll be learning what is nutrition, what is the need for nutrition, what is digestion, the various modes of feeding, the human digestive system, and various digestive organs that come under our digestive system. So this is a quick overview of the topics that we are going to be learning today. And before I go ahead, if you have any doubts regarding the topics that I am teaching today, please do send me a comment please do send me a chat in the comment section. I will definitely consider your doubts in the comment section and I'll try to solve them. Okay, so with this, let us go ahead. Yeah. So consider a student or a child whose name is Ronak, and Ronak is playing with full on energy. He is playing. Okay. After few hours, what happens to him? Like imagine your case also. Now, if you are playing, imagine whichever your favorite game is, if it is a football or any kind of running game or cricket or anything like that, when you're playing, initially you have a lot of energy, right? You have a lot of pumped up energy inside you. But after a few hours, as you are playing, what happens? Your energy drains out. Yes or no? After a few hours of playing or a few minutes of playing, your energy drains out completely. So, have you ever wondered why initially, like when you start playing, you have a lot of energy and later you lose a lot of energy? Why does that happen? Well, that happens because he has no energy in him, right? He gets tired, he has no energy. Now, when you are in the same position, when you have been deprived of energy, what do? You drink, right? You drink water, you eat food. After that, what will happen? You will gain a lot of energy. Yes or no? Yeah. So that means what? Food is giving us energy, right? Now, whichever activity, any kind of physical activity you want to do, whether it is playing football or moving a cart or swimming or running or any kind of physical exercise you do, you require energy. Okay. And where do you get this energy from? Well, we get energy from the food we eat in. Okay. Now, basically, what happens is when you eat food, now these food has nutrients. Okay, these are the way. There are various components of food. You have carbohydrates, proteins, minerals, fats, vitamins, and all that, of which particularly carbohydrates and fats give you energy. Okay, so these are foods that give you energy. So now, before we now this is why we eat food, right? To get energy, to be healthy, to grow. These are some of the reasons why we eat food. Yes. Now, have you ever wondered from where do we get this food? Right? From where do we get the food that we eat? We get it either from a plant or from an animal. Yeah, our body does not have the ability to make its own food, but plant has. In plants there is a process called as photosynthesis, which I'm sure you must have learned in your previous classes as well. Plants have the capability to make their own food by a process called as photosynthesis. Yeah, so we get food from plants and animals. Okay, now let us discuss how these plants make food, right? How do the plants make food? By a process called as photosynthesis. Now, now can we dig a little more deeper into the process of photosynthesis? Try to remember, try to recall what have you learned about photosynthesis. We know that in photosynthesis, the plant requires a lot of raw materials. First of all, they require sunlight. Yeah. Then, how do they take in sunlight? They take it through chlorophyll, right? The plants are green because they have a green pigment called as chlorophyll in them, in the leaf. So, this chlorophyll that is present inside the leaf will absorb the sunlight. So, that is one raw material, that is sunlight. The second raw material that a plant requires for photosynthesis is water. How do plants get water? They get it from their roots. Right, they get water from their roots. So we discussed about two raw materials that the plant requires for photosynthesis, that is to make their own food. One is sunlight and the other is water. Now apart from this, they need one more thing, which is carbon dioxide. Okay, plants require carbon dioxide. Plants take in carbon dioxide from photosynthesis and they give out oxygen as a product of photosynthesis. Okay, so how do they take in carbon dioxide? They take in through small pores. Pores meaning holes, like, okay, there are small pores in the leaf which are called as stomata. Okay, so it is through the stomata that the plant takes in carbon dioxide. So plant basically requires three raw materials for photosynthesis. One is sunlight. How do they take in sunlight? Through chlorophyll. Chlorophyll will absorb the sunlight. The second thing they require, the second raw material they require is water. How do they get it? The roots will absorb. The root hairs present in the root will absorb water and minerals. And the third raw material that they require is carbon dioxide, which is taken in through these small pores that are present in the leaf of the plant, which is called as stomata. Okay, now similarly, now our body requires a lot of food, right? We require nutrients. Basically, food gives you nutrients, right? What are the different kinds of nutrients that we take in? One is carbohydrates, then you have proteins, you have fats, you have vitamins, you have minerals, right? And apart from this, you also require water and roughage. Now, what the roughage is not a nutrient, but still it is equally important for your body for the excretory system. Okay, it forms the bulk for the excretory system. Okay, so the various kinds of nutrients, we eat food for nutrients, yes or no? So this nutrients, there are different kinds of nutrients, which are carbohydrates, which will give you energy, proteins, which helps in bodybuilding, right? If you go to gym and increase the muscles, if you want good muscles, what do? You eat a lot of proteins. Okay, and then fats, again fats is also gives you energy, but taking in a lot of fat is not good. In fact, fats give you more energy than carbohydrates, but taking in of fat is not so good. Like a lot of fats are not good because it can lead to obesity, right? You can it can obesity is basically a condition where you gain a lot of fat. A lot of fat is stored inside your body, which is not healthy. Okay, and apart from that, you have minerals and vitamins, which are required for the metabolic functioning of your body. Okay, now coming to what is nutrition. Well, nutrition is number one, we have a requirement for nutrients, right? So, taking in of nutrients, how do you take in nutrients? Through food. How do you take in food? Through your mouth. Yes or no? So, the mode of intake of food and utilization of this food that you have taken inside, no, when you're utilizing that food to produce energy or any other requirements for your body. That is called as nutrition. So what is nutrition? Mode of taking in our food and utilizing this nutrients in the food by your body is called as nutrition. Clear? Now moving ahead. Now nutrition has basically 5 steps. Okay, nutrition has 5 steps. First one is ingestion. That is taking in of food. How do you take in food? Through your mouth. So that is ingestion. So once the food goes inside, it goes through your food pipe, it reaches your stomach, right? And what happens in your stomach? Digestion happens in your stomach. In your mouth, carbohydrate starts getting digested. Carbohydrates is digested by your saliva. In saliva, there is an enzyme called as salivary amylase. Okay, so this salivary amylase enzyme will digest all the carbohydrates that are present in the food in the mouth only. So digestion starts from the mouth. Okay, and then till your stomach, digestion is happening, that is breaking down, because we take in food, this food has to be broken down into small particles, then only the nutrients can be absorbed by your blood. Okay, so first process is or the first step is ingestion of the food, that is taking in of the food. The second step is digestion, that is breaking down these big food molecules. You need to break down into small particles. Okay, like carbohydrates need to be broken down into simple sugars like glucose, sucrose, lactose. Proteins, we take in proteins which has to be broken down into amino acids. Fats needs to be broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. So all these needs to be digested. Okay, then after digestion, that is once you break down all these proteins, okay, once you break down all these nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, after breaking down all that, then your body starts absorbing it to the blood, okay, which is done from the small intestine and the large intestine. So absorption happens. After absorbing it to the blood, assimilation happens, that is utilizing it to produce energy, right? Utilizing the nutrients is called as assimilation. And then egestion, that is all the waste materials are thrown out by your excretory system, that is called as egestion. Okay, so this is a quick overview of the nutrition in your body. Now let us learn step by step. Which serves as an instant source of energy, fats, proteins, or carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are an instant source of energy. Why is carbohydrates an instant source of energy? It is because carbohydrates starts getting digested in your mouth. Okay, see, as soon as you eat food, the food mixes with the saliva in your mouth, right? The tongue will help in mixing, the teeth will help in breaking down of the food, and the tongue will help in mixing this food with the saliva. Yeah, now there is an enzyme in the saliva which is there is an enzyme in the saliva which is called as salivary amylase. Okay, so this enzyme will break down carbohydrates into simple sugars. Okay, because carbohydrates is the first thing that you eat. Whatever you eat, the first thing that is broken down is carbohydrates. That is why carbohydrates serves as an instant source of energy, because as soon as you eat it from the mouth only, the digestion of carbohydrates starts and energy can be released. That is why carbohydrates is the instant source of energy. I hope your doubt is clear. Yeah, I got this doubt in the comment session. I hope it is clear. If you have any more doubts, please be free to ask me in the comment section. Okay, related to the topic, any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. I hope it's clear now. Moving ahead to now, one by one we will learn. Okay, we learned that there are 5 steps of nutrition. Now one by one we will learn what are these 5 steps. Okay, first is ingestion. Ingestion is nothing but intake of food. What is ingestion? Intake of food. Can we repeat it one more time? What is ingestion? Ingestion is intake of food. Okay, now there are various methods for the ingestion of food, right? How do you take in food? Through your mouth. Yes or no? Now human beings will take food through their hands and put it in their mouth. They will chew it and swallow it. That is humans. That's what humans do. Now, small babies whose teeth are not developed, they will feed upon their mother's milk. Okay, now snake swallows an animal without chewing at all. Okay, they just swallow the animal and digestion happens later. They don't chew their food. Now, frogs, what do frogs do? They capture their prey through their sticky tongue. You must have all seen, right? Frogs have long, sticky tongue. So the tongue comes out, catches the prey, and goes back. So this is different methods. Different animals have different methods for ingestion or intake of food. Okay, moving ahead. Oh yeah, there is a small, a small note, that is starfish, they feed on animals that are covered by hard shells of calcium carbonate. Now, hard shells, all of you know shells, right? These shells are hard, right? And they are made up of calcium carbonate. What does starfish eat? Starfish will go and eat these hard shells. They feed on these animals that are covered with hard shells of calcium carbonate. That is a small, a small point. Okay, now that since we have learned quite a lot of topics, now let me first ask you a few questions. Let us do a quick revision of what we have learned. If you know the answers, you can type it in the comment section. I would love to read your answers. Okay, so first one is, what is nutrition? Okay, try to answer it through the comment section. The second question is, you can answer any questions that you know. You can just type it in the comment section and leave a comment so that I know that you have gained from the lecture. And if you have any doubt, you can send it in the comment section either. I'll definitely clear your doubts. Okay. Yeah. So the first is, what is nutrition? The second question is, name some components of food. Okay, the third question is, how does starfish feeds? We just did that. And the fourth question is, what is ingestion? And the last question is, list the steps involved in nutrition. There are 5 steps involved in nutrition. Just name the 5 steps. Yeah, anybody can send me in comment section. Okay, now let us try to answer them. Okay, first is, what is nutrition? What is nutrition? Intake of food and utilizing the food, right, by your body is called as nutrition. Now, the second question is, name some of the components of food. Well, we eat food for nutrients, right? What are the different types of nutrients? We have carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. So these are the various components of food. Okay, now carbohydrates is it gives us energy. Okay, carbohydrates is broken down after digestion. Carbohydrates is broken down into simple sugars which releases energy. Then you have proteins, which is used for body building of your body, right? For muscles and all, you can have proteins. And fats, coming to the next one, is fats. Fats also gives you energy. Vitamins and minerals are for the general body. There are a lot of kinds of vitamins and minerals. You have vitamin A, vitamin B, C, and so on. So these are used for the metabolic processing of your body. Okay, now how does starfish feeds on? Starfish, they feed on animals that are covered with hard shells made of calcium carbonate. Okay, now moving on to the next question, what is ingestion? Ingestion is nothing but intake of food is called as ingestion. Now list the steps involved in nutrition. The first step is ingestion. The second step is digestion. The third step is absorption. Whatever you have digested, whatever nutrients you get after digestion is absorbed by your blood. Okay, and then what is the next step? Assimilation. Whatever is absorbed, you need to utilize it by the body, so that is called as assimilation. Okay, and then whatever is not required by your body is thrown out of your body in the form of feces, which is egestion. The process name is egestion. Okay, I hope this much is clear. If you have any doubt, even if it is a small doubt, it's fine. Please do ask me. I'm here to clear all your doubts regarding the chapter Nutrition in Animals. Okay, moving ahead. Now, you must have heard about acidity, right? Certain people say they feel very acidity. Some people, when they have acidity, they drink Eno and all, right? Have you heard of it? Now, what is that? What do you mean by acidity? Huh? That is when your food is not properly digested, okay, in your body. When the food is not properly digested, acids are produced. Well, in our stomach, HCl acid is produced. Okay, so usually we do not feel the burn of HCl acid because of a layer of mucus in your stomach. Okay, but improper digestion will lead to acidity condition. Okay, now, we eat food every day, but have you ever wondered what happens to food inside your body? Once you eat food, where does it go? It gets broken down, right? It gets digested. So, digestion in humans, it starts from the buccal cavity. What is buccal cavity? It is nothing but mouth. Okay, another word for buccal cavity is mouth. Okay, so buccal cavity, then it goes to the food pipe, you have the stomach, you have the small intestines, and then you have the anus, okay, that excretes out the food. Yeah, so you have buccal cavity, you have esophagus, which is nothing but the food pipe, then you have the stomach, you have the small intestine, you have the large intestine, and then you have anus. Okay, now you can see here, this is the large intestine. Large intestine is marked, okay, and the small intestine is that coiled structure. Now, when you see from here, actually, the small intestine is lengthier than the large intestine. Ideally, the small intestine is a lot more lengthier than the large intestine. Okay, see, this is your small intestine, and the outer large intestine, it has been marked. You can see in that diagram. So even though small intestine is a lot more lengthier than the large intestine, still its name is small intestine because of the width. Okay, you notice their width. Large intestine has big width, small intestine is small. Even though the length is bigger, it is coiled. It's coiled and it is kept. So it looks small and it has less width. That's why it's called the small intestine. Okay, so this is your digestive parts in human. You have the buccal cavity, okay, then you have the esophagus, you have the stomach, you have the large intestine, you have the small intestine, and then you have the anus. Clear? Moving ahead, now we will learn one by one. Okay, first we learn about buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach. We will learn what functions they do. One by one, slowly, thoroughly we will study. Okay, so the first one is your buccal cavity. Now, buccal cavity is nothing but your mouth. What all is there inside your mouth? You have teeth, you have tongue, and you have salivary glands, which are about here. You have your salivary glands. Okay, now first, your teeth will break down food, right? It helps in breaking, biting, cutting, chewing. All this is done by your teeth. Yeah. Now, tongue. What does your tongue do? Tongue is a muscular organ which will mix with the food, which will help the food to mix with the saliva. What does tongue do? Tongue will help in mixing food with the saliva. Okay, then you have your salivary glands. Salivary glands will produce saliva. Okay, saliva has an enzyme called as salivary amylase, which help in digestion of carbohydrates. Now, tongue. Your tongue has different kinds of taste buds to feel different kind of taste, whether it is bitter, sour, sweet, salty. All these taste buds are present in your tongue. Okay, tongue is a muscular organ. It helps in mixing the food with saliva. Okay, it also helps in pushing the food to the food pipe or the esophagus. It also has various taste receptors, okay, or taste buds for different kinds of taste, whether it's bitter, it's sour, you sweet or salt. We feel food, right? Sometimes you eat food, you feel sweet. Why? Because of the taste receptors that are present in your tongue. Okay. Moving ahead, tongue is also helps you to talk. It is because of the tongue that I am able to teach you nutrition in animals. Okay. Now, coming to some important questions that are repeatedly asked in school exams also. One is, what is digestion? Okay, what is digestion? Digestion is nothing but breaking down of food molecules into smaller pieces, right? Carbohydrates is broken down into simple sugars. Proteins is broken down into amino acids. Yeah, fats are broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. Vitamins and minerals are not involved in digestion. Okay, digestion of vitamins and minerals does not happen because they're already very small. Okay, coming to the next question, write down the names of various digestive organs. Your mouth, yeah, then your esophagus, you have your stomach, you have small intestine, large intestine. All these are various organs that are that together make the digestive system. Okay, now digestive system is an organ system. What do you mean by organ system? Various organs combine together to for a one particular function, to perform one particular function. Okay, various organs, different organs combine together to perform one specific function, that is called as an organ system. Okay, so digestive, like you have digestive system, excretory system, respiratory system, nervous system, muscular system, skeletal system. All these are different kinds of systems in your body that is made up of different kinds of organs that come together to perform one particular function. Okay, now what is tongue? Tongue is a muscular organ. What are its functions? It mixes the food, right, with saliva. Then it has taste receptors that help you in sensing different taste, whether it's bitter, sweet, sour, salty, all these different tastes. Okay. Moving ahead to your teeth. Right now, see, teeth breaks the food into smaller pieces or smaller particles. That process is called as mastication. So, what is mastication? Breaking down of food into smaller particles by your teeth is called as mastication. Now, there are different kinds of teeth. First is incisors. Okay, the front teeth are called as incisors. It is flat, chisel shaped, okay, and it lies in the front of your mouth. It is used for biting and cutting. That is, like if I give you a carrot, you will bite it with your incisors. Okay, then there are totally, in a human adult, there are 8 incisors. 4 are upper in the upper jaw and 4 are in the lower jaw. Okay, the front 4 teeth, these are incisors. Okay, moving to the next type of teeth, which is your canines, the sharp one. The round shaped, sharp pointed teeth are called as canines. Canines. Now, canines are used for tearing food, right? When you eat chicken, mutton, and all, your canines work there, okay, for tearing the food. Now, totally, we have 4 canines, okay? 2 is found in the upper jaw, and 2 canines are found in the lower jaw. Coming to premolars, premolars help in grinding and crushing the food. Okay, it is behind your canines. It helps in crushing and grinding of food. Totally, there are 8 premolars, 2 premolars on each side. Here there are 2, here there is 2, down there is 2, here there is 2. So totally you have 8 premolars in your mouth. Now coming to molars, molars again help in fine grinding, to nicely grind the food. Molars help. Okay, almost they are flat. Okay, and they have like small projections. You can see here in the diagram, right? They have like small projections. Okay, now you have 2 molars on both side of each jaw. Here there is 2, right? Here there is 2, here there is 2, here there is 2. So totally you had 8 molars. Clear? Now, you must have all heard about wisdom teeth, right? Or wisdom tooth. Now, wisdom tooth is a type of molar tooth, okay? Now, it usually grows between the age of 18 and 21. Okay, that is when your molar starts growing. It hurts when your molar starts growing, it starts hurting. It happens like for some people in 18, 19, 20, or 21 ages. By that time frame, your molar starts growing. Okay, now when we are a child, we have teeth, right? When we are an infant, what teeth we had? Do we have the same teeth now? No, right? Initially, we had teeth which fell off, and then another set of teeth we gained. Yes or no? So the initial teeth are called as milk teeth, and which fell off, right? And then you have a permanent set of teeth. Okay, so in a lifetime, humans have two sets of teeth. Okay, one is the milk teeth. Milk teeth last to about 8 years. By 8 years, all your milk teeth fall off, and then which is replaced by permanent teeth. That is your second pair of or second set of teeth. Okay, now, coming to tooth decay. Now, tooth decay is a process in which the tooth becomes rotten. Okay, how does it become rotten? Because of cavities formed inside your teeth, and it's quite painful. Having a tooth decay is quite painful. Now, if you do not brush your teeth properly, there are chances you get cavities in your teeth. Okay, when your teeth is not healthy, like whenever you eat, you need to wash your mouth and make sure that you brush your teeth twice, once in the morning and once in the night. If you don't do this, there are chances that you will get cavities in your teeth and the tooth will start getting decayed. Okay. Now, coming to few important questions, let us revise what we learned till now. Okay. First question is, what is mastication? Well, mastication is a process of breaking down of food by your teeth into smaller particles in your mouth by your teeth is called as mastication. The second question is, write down functions of different types of teeth in human beings. So you have incisors. What does your incisors do? Biting, right? Cutting and biting is your incisors function. Then you have canines. Canine is for tearing. Okay, and then you have premolars for grinding. Okay, crushing and grinding. Then you have polars, which helps in fine grinding of the food. Okay, coming to the next question, the third question, differentiate between milk teeth and permanent teeth. So milk teeth was when you are young, you have milk teeth. Milk teeth falls off by the time you are 8 years old, the permanent set of teeth starts coming, right? So the milk teeth falls off, and later you have a different set of teeth, which is your permanent teeth. Okay, now next question, what is tooth decay and how is it caused? Tooth decays are nothing but cavities in your tooth. It is often painful. Okay, how is it caused? If you don't keep your oral hygiene, if you don't maintain oral hygiene, how do you maintain oral hygiene? By brushing your teeth, right? Regularly, right? Once in the morning and in the night. If you don't take care of your teeth, there are chances you get cavities. Okay, food particles can get stuck in your teeth, which can cause cavities. Now, what have we learned today? We have learned the components of food, right? What are the different components of food? Yeah, students, you can also send me questions, any doubts regarding the portion. Please be free to send me in the comment section. I will definitely go through the comments and I will answer your questions. Also, if you have any particular topic that you want us to take, you're finding it difficult to learn and you want us to take, you can send it in the comment session. We will definitely consider taking those portions. Okay, and also there are personalized classes as well. According to your request, we do take classes for which you can go to our website www.swiflearn.com. You can also gain a lot of free trial classes. Okay, so you go to this website www.swiflearn.com. There are a lot of free classes happening. You can attend free trial classes, and if you want custom classes, if there is any particular topic that you're finding very difficult and you want someone to explain it thoroughly to you, then you can also contact us on our WhatsApp number, or you can call us. The number is given down in the screen. You can just go through that number, make a note of it, or else you can also mail us at support@swiflearn.com. We will definitely read your mails and get back to you. Okay, so coming back to the portion, we'll have a quick revision of what we learned today. Okay, we learned number one, components of food, right? We learned that we eat food for gaining nutrients. What are the different types of nutrients? You have carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, right? Vitamins. Apart from that, you also eat roughages, that is fibers you get from vegetables and fruits. You again, they it's not a nutrient. Okay, roughage or fibers, they don't come under the category of nutrients. They just form the bulk. For excretion, they form the bulk material. Okay, they make like if you do not have enough of fibers of roughage in your bodies, there are chances that you can get constipation. Okay, and yeah, apart from that, water is important. Water is very, very important for releasing all the toxins from your body, right? Water has a lot of medicinal properties which is not often talked about, but drinking minimum of 8 glass a day is very, very, very important. Okay, now coming to the next topic, which is nutrition. We learn nutrition, that is intake of food and breaking down this food into smaller particles, right? And utilizing these nutrients by your body is called as nutrition. Nutrition is nothing but intake of food and utilizing it by the body is called as nutrition. What is nutrition? Intake of food and utilizing it by your body is called as nutrition. Now coming to digestion. What is digestion? Digestion is breaking down. Now our food cannot be absorbed unless it is broken down into small particles. Like carbohydrates is broken down into simple sugar. Proteins is broken down into amino acids. Yeah, fats is broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. So unless and until these are not broken down, your body cannot absorb it. Also for breaking down the food particles, you have pancreas, you have a lot of digestive enzymes. Okay, digestive enzymes are released by pancreas, which helps in breaking down of proteins. Okay, and you have liver, which is the largest organ that is in your body. Liver will also produce bile juice that will help in breaking down of fats into fatty acids and small fat globules. Okay, so this is all about digestion. Okay, coming to the various modes of feeding, we learned that different organisms have different methods of feeding or intake of food. Like human adult, we eat through our mouth and our hand. Infant, small baby, how do they eat? They depend on their mother's milk for their nutritions, for their nutrient requirements. Yes, then we also learned how snakes take in food. How do they just swallow the entire organism, they follow, they don't even chew. Okay, frogs, what do frogs do? Frogs also, they take out their sticky tongue. They have sticky tongue which will go stick, catch hold of the prey and bring it back. Okay, so different organisms have different modes of nutrients. Okay, different mode of intake of food. Clear? Then we learned about the human digestive system. Now, what is a human digestive system? It starts from the buccal cavity to the anus. You have buccal cavity, Under buccal cavity, we learn that you have teeth, you have tongue, you have salivary glands will produce saliva, carbohydrates, digestion starts there. We learned about the different kinds of teeth that we have. We learned about the functions of tongue. Yeah. After that, the food goes through your esophagus. Then it goes to your stomach. Okay. In stomach, you have digestive juice, you have HCl, which will mix with the food and make it acidic in nature. Okay, and then the food goes to the large intestine. Now, while it is going to the large intestine, the food also gains the secretions of the pancreas and liver, which will help in digestion of the food further. It helps in protein digestions and fat digestions further. Then the food goes to the large intestine. In sorry, the small intestine. What happens in the small intestine? Absorption. Small intestine is a site of complete digestion. No more digestion happens. Small intestine, it's last. No more digestion happens. From small intestine, you have absorption of food into the blood. Okay. Now for this, the small intestine has small projections which are called as villi or villi. VILLI. Okay, so these are small projections that are present in the wall of small intestine, which are rich in blood vessels. Okay, so they will absorb the food. They basically realize they increase the surface area for absorption. Okay, so they will absorb the food into the blood, and then once it is taken, the nutrients are taken by the blood, then assimilation, that is utilization, and then the remaining food that is in your small intestine goes to the large intestine. In large intestine, mainly absorption of water happens. Mainly, okay, it's not that absorption of nutrients doesn't happen, it happens, but nutrients are mainly absorbed in small intestine. Large intestine reabsorbs all the water. If any water is wasted out, they reabsorb it. That is the function of large intestine. Large intestine also has villi. Okay, that will increase the surface area for absorption. Then it goes to the rectum and the anus. Through the anus, it comes out in the form of feces. Okay, this is the human digestive system. Okay, I hope all of you have understood. I'll wait for a minute. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. I will definitely consider, explaining whatever doubt you have and clearing your doubts. Any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. Yes, hello everyone. Everyone sending me hi, hi. Do not send me hi, send me your doubts. If you have any doubts, please be free to ask any doubts regarding this chapter, that is nutrition in animals. How can we enroll in Swiflearn classes? Well, can you see the website that is given down, www.swiflearn.com? You can go on that site. Okay, you can just go on the website of Swiflearn. Okay, from there assistance will be given. Okay, you can enroll for classes from the website. It's very easy, you can enroll. Okay, you can also avail free classes as well, the free trial classes. Okay, you can also, there are numbers given down. Can you see two numbers that are given down? You can also contact the number. Okay, they will assist you on how to enroll for Swiflearn classes. We also, there is, we take batches, maximum of 6 students we take in one batch, so that each student gets individual attention. And also custom requests are also handled, like if you have any particular topic that you want to learn on a one-on-one session and not in a batch, then that is also done. Anyways, you can just go on, you can call those numbers that is given down, or you can go to the website. You will be assisted from there. Okay, it's an easy process. Okay, anything else do you want? Any other queries you have? If you have any other queries, please feel free to ask regarding the portion that I taught today. Okay, I hope there is no more queries. I hope what I've taught today is clear. I will meet you again in the next live session, okay, with a brand new topic. Okay, I'll meet you again. So see you all, everyone. Bye-bye. So take care, everyone. Happy studying.